Hello everyone, this is Angela from the Chaotic Life of a Planner. Today we're doing August budget. So I have here in front of me my Erin Condren Deluxe Monthly in the neutral version. I did uncoil this planner and add it to a binder, which I absolutely am loving. It has enabled me to add additional notes pages to each month, which I'm super excited about. So I did do a video. If I can figure out how to do it in a card, I will put it up there for you guys to see it. But we'll just have to see. I've never done that before, so hopefully I'll remember to try and do that for you guys. If not, then you can just look in my videos and you will see it. So I'm going to be using the Caffeinated Cait kit like I always do. This is the kit that I have chosen for August. I really love the blues and the yellows together, and you guys know I'm a sucker for a stripe and floral combo. Cait did have two options for budget kits for the month of August, which is nice. Who doesn't love options? So I'm going to try and leave these pages in my planner to see how it goes, but if I need to take them out, then it will not be a big deal at all, and I will definitely just do that. So I'm going to go ahead and cover up this little hexagon right here with some white out, because this sticker does not completely cover the hexagon, so you won't even notice it if I cover it up like that. So I'm changing some things to how I do my budget pages this month, and this is mostly because now that I can add the additional notes pages to each month, it has allowed me to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys some pages from July, just so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. So I did my budget page here, then we had the quote page, then I had my monthly spending, I had my weekly check-in, which I did do last week's weekly check-in. Even though I didn't do a video on it, I still did actually do it. So I'm going to try and do some kind of like maybe a July budget closeout video. I'm not sure how that will work yet. I have my spending tracker, and then I have my paycheck budgets, and then I have something else I'm going to do over here. But what that meant is, since I didn't have additional notes pages up until that point that I could add, I had to do my sinking funds and my, if I can find it here, my debt tracker on a different page. When it was in my coiled Deluxe Monthly, I had to put it at the end, but then once I converted it over to the binder, I could put it at the beginning. But I've decided I really want to have these pages in the actual month. So I'm not going to do all of my budget pages today, but I will do a flip through once I have them all set up so that you guys can see exactly what changes I've made and all of that good stuff. I also need to be doing some things over here, and I'm working on that. I'm just not ready to do that quite yet. So I like to put my little August 29 sticker, or whatever the month is that we're on this side. If I could try and get it semi-straight would be great. And then I use these bill due stickers to track when our bills are due, and I also like to track paydays. So I'm going to go ahead and put a payday here, even though this payday will technically be on this day, but it will count as paycheck, or as it will count as income for August. And then we'll have a payday here and a payday here. And then that's it. And I'm not going to go ahead and put all of these down. I'm just going to show you guys how I do a few of them. So I think you can see some of them say auto pay, and then some have the little check mark right here for you to manually check, if you manually pay your bills and check them off. And I just had a pen and now I cannot see. Well, there it is. My desk is a hot mess right now. I'm not even gonna lie. All right, so let's see. I know that the Department of Ed is due on the 1st. So I'm just going to put this one here. Like I said, I'm not going to do all of these because that would be a little tiresome for you guys. We have our RV. That's on auto pay. And then I have several bills that are due on the 1st, on the actual 1st. So I will run out of room. I will not be able to fit them all. So I'll probably put the rest on the 30th and then on the 31st. I probably did that in July. Well, I did move a couple over there, yes. So I'll do that if I have to. But anyways, you get the gist of how I go ahead and take care of all of that stuff. So the other one I'll put is Ipsy, and this is an auto pay subscription that we did for my daughter for Christmas. So that has actually worked really well. So there's that. Let's see, what else? I know that we'll do heating fuel. And ortho. We are on the budget plan for heating fuel, which has made it nice because we know what we're going to have to pay every month. And then we only, I think, have maybe like 4 more payments, I think, to the orthodontist. I need to look on that. So anyways, that is what I do for this month. So what I usually will write over here is like if I have, I'll show you what I did for July. Like we had the baby shower, the 4-H exchange trip, the FFA DC trip. I had a couple of places I needed to call and cancel. So I'll write some things like that over here. So I know we are going to have the fair. We're going to have Lucas's arrival, which will probably cost us some money just from hospital stays and whatnot, you know, needing to get some food from the cafeteria or whatever. And then we will have a Chicago trip. I'm bringing Benjamin to Chicago for hockey. And we'll also have some hockey equipment that we need to purchase to make sure he is good to go for the upcoming hockey season. So that's pretty much all I'm going to do for right now. So the monthly kit does come with these date covers as well from Caffeinated Cait, but I don't use them. I can go back and, if you're new to my channel and haven't seen this before, I'll go back and show you a month where I did use them, like right here, and it's just super, super crowded. So in March, I stopped using them, and I also, they used to be, the bill due stickers used to take up like 2 spaces. And then in May, they switched to just 1. So I love that now. It has worked really well since I also track a good portion of our spending, but I actually did good about taking out cash. So I don't have a ton of spending to track on this layout. And I really am liking that much better. It's just less cluttered, and I'm able to, you know, kind of see things better. So I would normally do my budget here, but I'm not going to do that this time. I have some ideas for this page. I'm just not ready to actually do it yet. And then as this page as well, I have some ideas, but it's going to take a little more prep work. I'm working on some things, so I'll show that to you guys later. So you guys get the gist of how I mark when my bills are due. So I'm just going to leave that right here. I'm going to do my actual budget page on this, this sheet. So I am going to go ahead and remove it just because I think it might be easier if I do that. So I have this one. When you order your just regular budget kit from Caffeinated Cait, this is what you get right here. Is you get this sheet with the header, the thin washi, as well as the income, variable expenses, fixed expenses, totals, which I hardly ever use the totals, and then these script stickers and whatnot as well. So I'm going to go ahead and set up my August budget. So I did just see on Facebook that Caffeinated Cait is going to be coming out with washi, and I am super, super excited about that. I have loved everything that Kate has done. She is really just taken off with her Etsy shop, and I'm excited about that. So I'm going to go ahead and put my income stickers here. I'm hoping that she will change her income sticker and maybe it will go all the way across the page. That would make me happy. I totally am fine with it how it is now, and I will continue to use it this way, but I would love it if it went all the way across. So there's my August budget. So I'm going to, let me zoom you guys in a little. So I'm going to write retirement, pogo, and variable. So what I use for variable is I don't work full-time, but I do occasionally pick up a shift or two or whatever, you know, if somebody's on vacation or sick at the clinic that I did work in. And then also sometimes, like, what else? I had some variable money. Oh, I sold like something on Facebook Marketplace, so I counted that as variable. One of the kids paid us for something that they owed us money for, so we just counted that as variable. Just things like that. I don't currently make anything, you know, off YouTube or anything like that, but if I did, then I would count that as variable. Okay, so there's my income. I'm gonna go ahead and draw a line right here too. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, but right now I feel like it would look better if I did. Okay, so there is that. Next thing I'm gonna do is use a piece of this thin washi right here to just kind of separate my bills from expenses. So I do paycheck budgets. If you're new to my channel, then you wouldn't know that. So I should probably mention that just in case. I do paycheck budgets, but I still do like to have a monthly budget just to give us kind of big picture, just a big picture view of what the month is going to look like. So I have my fixed expenses there. And then I'll put my variable expenses on this side. One other thing that I wish that Kate could add to this is a spot for a check mark box that you can use to mark off the bills after you've paid them. So I just do a little check next to them anyways, but it would be nice if there would be a spot there. So let's see, I'm going to take just a minute to count how many spots I'm going to need. Same as last month, which is good. Whoops. Let me stick that right there. I need the skinny one for the fixed expenses. So I'm putting my totals box in here. So just in case you are new to my channel and you don't know how I differentiate between fixed expenses and variable expenses, is my fixed, and everybody does this differently. And my big thing that I want you to take away from watching this video is that there is no one size fits all way to budget. How my husband and I budget might be completely 100% different than how you and your family decide to budget. And that is okay. It's totally okay if that happens. So if I watch a budget video and I'm like, oh, that's odd. I never thought about doing it that way before. That doesn't mean that my way is wrong. It just means that we're different, that we budget differently. There we go, I found my ruler. And that's okay. You have to do what works for you, because you need to, when you set your budget, it's not a budget if you don't stick to it. So the biggest thing that I want you to take away from this is maybe there might be something that you can learn from watching this video, but also maybe what you're learning is how not to budget. I mean, I hope that doesn't happen, but if it does, it's okay. You were able to recognize that something does not work for you and you would not be able to stick to your budget this way. And that's okay, because we're all different and we all have to do what works for us and not compare ourselves to other people. So what I'm doing now is just drawing in my lines for my chart right here. So for me, a fixed expense is something that will not change no matter what. And what I mean by that is, if my husband were to lose his job or take a different job that paid less money, or, you know, take a pay cut at his current job, whatever that might look like, these bills and the fixed expenses, they have to get paid no matter what. So those are the bills that you're always going to have, or at least it could be a debt bill, because you still have to make that debt payment whether you have a job or not. And if you don't make that debt payment, then it will negatively affect your credit. However, once that debt is paid off, then it comes off your list. So that's okay. So I'm going to put mortgage, because that's not going to change unless you decided that you were going to downsize and sell your home. My car payment, that will only go away when we have it paid off, which is only going to be about another year. Car insurance. Now, you might be able to call and like increase your deductible or something like that to save a few bucks, you know, on your car insurance bill, and that would be okay. You're still going to have to pay your electric bill, even though you could just make sure that you're really good about turning lights off and stuff like that to decrease that bill, which we should probably be all doing that anyways. The Department of Education, that school loan bill still has to get paid. Any credit cards, or even heating fuel. So I'm not going to sit here and add all of them in for you right now, because you get the gist. So things that are variable expenses are charity donations that we make. Our cell phone bill, because there would be some parts of your cell phone bill that you'd still have to pay, but you could potentially maybe get rid of your unlimited data if you wanted to decrease your bill or, you know, whatnot. I'm just going to list subscriptions over here. And that would be like Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime, things like that. Then I have our cable, sinking funds, which I'm really hoping we can start sinking funds. We have a couple, but we've not really been super great about it, so I'm hoping that we can do that. Groceries, which you'll still have groceries, obviously, but my grocery budget, if my husband had no job versus now, would look completely different. Same for weekend fun. We wouldn't take any. Household. My fun money. And that's about it. So you get the gist of the idea here. So let's see what I'm going to do next. Let me flip to the appropriate page. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do, and I'm just going to go ahead and set this up for you guys now because this will kind of be one of my changes that I told you guys I was going to make. Okay, so the next page in my monthly kit will be the weekly check-in. I'm going to see how this works right next to my budget, my monthly budget. I may need to do my weekly check-in after my paycheck budgets. We'll have to see. I'm hoping it will work like this and be okay. So there's that. I'm still struggling with weekly check-ins. They're super important. I just need to continue to make myself do them. If you run off mainly a cash budget, it's probably, well, I don't know. I guess I shouldn't say that it's not quite as important because it probably is, but I mean, if you have a budget and you don't ever do a weekly check-in, then you don't really know if you are on track, or you also might not notice that, oh, you know, I have $200 a week for groceries, but I'm consistently only spending $150. So maybe I should just start budgeting $150 and then I can use that $50 for something else. So you wouldn't really notice things like that. So I am looking at my August calendar really quick right here because I'm trying to figure out how many weeks I'm going to have to do weekly budget check-ins for. So I did recently just change. I don't think I've told you guys this yet. So my weekly budgets went from my weekly check-in went from Friday to Thursday. And since we get paid on Thursdays for my husband's regular job, I decided to just make them go from Thursday to Wednesday. So I think that's going to work better. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I will count this. Let's see. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. This is in the previous week. So I'm going to do 4 weekly check-ins, and I think that will work fine. So let's see here. There it is. And I track groceries, gas, weekend fund, household, my money, and unbudgeted. So 6 lines. I've been thinking about maybe just doing like a mid-month check-in to see if maybe that would be a little more helpful to me, but I haven't done it yet. Do you guys do weekly check-ins, or do you do mid-month check-ins? You'll have to let me know in the comments below. All right, so 1, 2, 3. I think I'm gonna have exactly enough room. Yep, perfect. Okay, so I'm gonna put my weeks over here. Then I can go in and fill in the dates later. So the nice thing about adding additional notes pages to my months in the Deluxe Monthly is that if there is a month where I need 5 weekly check-ins, I don't have to worry about taking up more additional space because I have plenty of space, so it's fine. So I'm going to go ahead and draw my lines. I really feel like having the ability to add additional notes pages has just been a game changer for my budget setup, and I'm super excited about it. I am glad that Erin Condren came out with a binder so that I could have the ability to do that. It might not be a completely perfect binder system, and I know that not everybody is thrilled with it, but honestly, you guys, I love it. I haven't had any trouble. I know people complain that it didn't come with any page lifters or whatever, but I've just punched extra, like, little bigger holes in my cover, my Erin Condren interchangeable cover that I have in my binder, and it acts just like a page lifter. I don't have to move my pages at all when I go to close the binder. It works just fine. Okay, so there's my weekly check-in, guys. I will go ahead and add in these dates later. That was super easy. So let's add this page back in. Well, actually, let's not add that back in. Let's just go ahead and do the spending tracker. I expect I will probably only need 1 page for a spending tracker. I didn't have hardly any spending for the month of July, but most of August I'm hoping will really be cash. Like, we will take out cash for the fair, just because otherwise you can easily spend too much money. Let's see, we'll take out cash for groceries. I won't do cash for gas, but and I won't do cash probably for household, but pretty much everything else will be. So at least that's the plan. So I think that will be fine. So I'm going to go ahead and put this total sticker down here at the bottom. And then I will add the spending tracker. So the kinds of things that I track in this spending tracker are my spending, because I do not take out my money in cash because I like to spend mine. Most of my money gets spent online. I might take out some in cash, like if I want some coffee money or whatnot, but like all my stickers, I can't get this on straight, but I'm just gonna leave it. All my stickers come from that, my sticker kits that I order come from my spending money, because I'm not currently making any money like on YouTube or from Share a Sale or anything at this point. I do have affiliate links shared down below. If you guys think, oh, I think I might like to budget that way, then you can use my affiliate link to order the Deluxe Monthly and the Erin Condren binder. And that doesn't cost you anything, but it will help my channel out tremendously. If I can actually start making a little bit of money, then I'll be able to bring more products to show you guys, because they won't have to come out of my, all of it won't have to come out of my own personal money, which at this point is fine. And I'm gonna still continue to do this, even if it does have to come out of my spending money, because I'm having fun. And that's what it's about, right? But if you're gonna order from Erin Condren, then I'd love it if you guys could use my affiliate link. So there's my spending tracker. I will track my money. I usually track kids' travel money over here if they're going on a trip. I'll track unbudgeted. Sometimes household I track over here, but I need to be better about tracking that in my monthly view. And I'll also track weekend fund money. If I'm tracking weekend fund money, I'll just put weekend fund money cash withdrawal, and then I'll put how much I pulled out in cash. So once I pull it out in cash, I don't track it here. Like, I don't really care if I pull out $100 for weekend fund money and we use 50 of it at the movie theater and then 25 at McDonald's. It doesn't matter to me. All I care about is that I pulled out $100 for weekend fund money. So that is that. Let me go ahead and add these pages back in. So I have my August budget, I have my weekly check-in, I have my spending tracker, there's that, and then this probably will be the start of my paycheck budgets, which those are pretty self-explanatory. I'll go ahead and take this out and do one just to show you guys. Now, I did kind of learn a couple of things when I was doing my paycheck budgets for July when I try to do them in advance, is don't put the bottom total sticker on until you actually have done your full budget, because I had to rip it off like 3 times because I would think of something, oh, I forgot to add this, oh, I forgot to add that. So I'm going to put my income, and then you'll see me put down my expenses, but what you won't see me put down is my total. So this will be for paycheck 1. Paycheck budgets were a game changer for us as well. We were always looking at it kind of like from a monthly, let's see, paycheck 1 will be retirement. Sorry, I had to think for a minute. We were always kind of looking at it from a monthly, like, big picture view, which definitely needs to happen, and that is a good idea. But what we were missing was kind of like the, okay, well, when are we going to pay all of this stuff? Like, which paycheck is that going to come from? Because we can pay a good portion of our bills at the beginning of the month, but not all of them. So we needed to figure out which paycheck each bill was going to come from. So once we started doing this, it's really helped. I don't know if it's helped my husband so much. I think it has, because he he works out of town for 4 weeks at a time. So he has his kind of own way of tracking all of our budget stuff. When he's home, he has full access to the budget binder, but that's not really super helpful to him when he is at work, because, he can't just say, oh, hey, let me look at that binder for a quick minute. He can't do that. So when we have our paycheck budget meetings, he has a spreadsheet that he made, and he just tracks how much they were and when they were paid. So that works for him. And then a lot of times he'll ask me, hey, can I have a picture of, whatever it is that he's asking for. So I am not going to put this totals in here right now. I'm just going to leave this like this, because I don't want to have to take that off a bazillion times. So I'm going to put this in here, and then I'm going to show you how we do our paycheck budgets really quick. I'm just going to give you a little quick explanation in case you're new to my channel. So I know that we're going to get paid, and I'm going to use July's as an example because I already have all my bills on here. So just don't pay any attention to these because this was just spending trackers. So I know when we get paid on the 1st that in August I don't get paid again until the 8th. So I need to look at all of the bills between the 1st and the 8th, and all of those bills have to come out of paycheck budget number 1. Then when I do paycheck budget number 2, we get paid on the 8th and we don't get paid again until the 22nd. So I need to go from the 8th to the 22nd for paycheck budget or paycheck number 2. And then all those bills that are in there need to get paid from that paycheck. And then paycheck 3 is from the 22nd all the way until the 1st when we get paid again. So that's how I do my paycheck budgets, and then it works really well. So one thing that I do is when we're in our monthly budget, I check them off as soon as I pay them. If they're on auto pay, I just check them off. When I do my paycheck budget, it's the same thing. I just check them off as soon as I pay them. But I do not check them off here until they've actually cleared our account. So that's how I keep track of that. So I think that's pretty much all I'm going to show you guys for today. So I will have paycheck 2 here, paycheck 3 here, and then I'm going to have to add another notes page because I need sinking funds and transaction log. And then let me go ahead and pull one out while let me pull out 2 just in case. All right, so let's see here. Paycheck 2, paycheck 3. This will be sinking funds. This will be transaction log. This will be debt tracker. And then I'm not sure if I'll need this one or not. I'm just going to have to see how it goes when I plan out what I'm going to use my dashboard pages for. But I'm going to go ahead and add in these 2 extra notes pages just in case. And I think that's pretty much all that I have for today's budget video. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you're new to my channel, please do hit that red subscribe button. Give this video a big thumbs up and hit the bell notification. Use my affiliate links that are down below if you want to purchase any of this stuff. I also have a link down below for Caffeinated Cait's shop, and then there is a promotional code that you can use to save, I think it's 15% off your purchases. And you guys have a great day. I'll see you next time. Bye.